Obviously, to get a conference win, that's a good outing. But I think we realize we're capable of playing better than obviously William & Mary had something to do with why we didn't play as well as I thought we were capable of playing. They shot the ball well. Young man Thornton was outstanding. But the effort level on the glass, they had 4 offensive rebounds, so I won in the first half. And that's just the effort stat. I thought the second half, Mike and Ryan in particular, spark just got us started. Ryan did his normal, just being able to score around the basket, give us some energy on defense. But again, I thought our bench could have done a better job. They did not hold up their end of their end of the bargain. When they got in the game, it seemed like we reverted back to lack of energy, getting beat off the dribble, giving up offensive rebounds.
Coach Cornelius obviously had a big game tonight. Do you like
He's
him?
the only guy on the bench I'll say played well tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was off the bench. Do you have any plans of moving him to the starting lineup? Or
that can happen. It doesn't matter who starts. It's just who's finishing the game. He'll be in there. He keeps playing this. He'll be getting, quote, starters minutes, and he'll be there when the game's going to be decided. So, I don't know. We'll see how how it goes. I like you got a group of guys that are starting the way they're starting out the game. And it's nice to get a guy come off the bench and knock in a couple of threes for you and provide so much energy on defense. And again, I'm sure as we go along, his minutes will be as much or as many or more than any of our wing players, perimeter players.
What have you seen specifically from Andre in these couple games in terms of adaptation and improvement with the guys?
I think he's not worrying anymore about what position he's playing. He's just gone out playing. I think he realized with our motion offense that I think he'll have the ball in his hands enough. I think he's really gotten to the point. I don't know if it was the Manhattan game. I think since the Manhattan game, I think he's just decided, look, I'm just going to go play. And as opportunities come, and he's getting a better feel for the offense, things are good happening for him. He called his number a couple of times. He knocked down the shots. But I think the first 2 games he was concerned about stuff that's outside of his control. Mm-hmm. And now he's just really focusing on what he can do.
Paul, along those same lines, that sequence at the end of the first half where he either scored or assisted on the 10 points and had the charge, was that as settled as you felt like he had been since he came back, and how important was that?
That's exactly the word I used. I turned to my staff. I said, he's starting to settle in. He's starting to settle in and understand. Because the first day he was allowed to come back and practice, it was, I was impressed. I mean, he just got all over Corey and Brian, and he was making shots and making plays. And I told him, I said, the first 2 games back, you didn't play like you played when you came back from suspension of practice, when he was allowed to practice November 5th. I said, this guy I haven't seen yet. That's the first time I've seen this guy. And now he's back to playing that way when he played when he got back on November 5th. He's disruptive defensively. He can make shots. He can make plays with the ball.
I wanted to ask also about Mike and his play. I mean, we've talked a bit about him for the last couple of months. I mean, was this the sort of guy that you're looking to have going forward deeper in the conference ball?
The 2 things I keep telling him he's got to develop. He's got to develop a free throw and a 15-foot jump shot. He made one today. He made one the other day against Charleston. And I think he's getting confident now. Late in the game, the thought was you take him out instead of having him shoot free throws. They fouled him. He stepped up and made 2 threes, 6 for 8 tonight. So I think of his last 22 free throws, that makes him about 18 for 22. We'll take that. So I told him, I said, you got to work on this thing. It doesn't come easy. And that's one of the things I'm frustrated with my bench. Everybody wants to play, but nobody wants to put the time in to improve what we got to work on. We're turning the ball over, we're not executing plays, we're forcing shots. Mike has actually put some work in, and like I said, I think his last 20 he was 18 for 22 for the foul, if I'm not mistaken.
Paul, y'all really shut him down the first, I think, 6 minutes in the second half. Did you change anything defensively? You said you stressed effort.
Just it's an effort thing. I mean, I've always looked at, the offensive rebounding number. Steve Lapis, who I work with Villanova, always said that rebounding is an emotional energy stat, and obviously when it's 4-1, they're playing with more emotion, more energy. We found that in the first 6 minutes of the second half and built ourselves a nice cushion.
You guys did a better job against Thornton in the second half. Was that just effort, or what was it that he was doing in the first that was so good?
He ended up with 23, so.
He had 15 in the first, though.
Yeah, well, got 8 in the second, so he's a good player. I just think, we made some shots, but honestly, we were sitting on the bench saying we did nothing to stop that kid. I mean, he did whatever he wanted. He drove wherever he wanted. He got shots. I think he took a couple of tough shots. He's probably feeling a little bit, but you know, if he averages 8.5, he's gonna have a pretty good year. So.
Brian's play without any one turnover, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, was that in a lot of ways the best that you'd seen him handle the ball and handle the offense and whatnot over the course of at least the last few weeks?
Yeah,
anyway?
that's as good as it can be. And again, I give him credit. He's been working on some things and learning how to play at different speeds, learning how to push the ball down the court. But if you don't have it, circle back out and get us into something.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.